Has it ever occurred to you that some investments seem to do better than the others? Some companies seem to perform better on the stock market than others. Ever wondered why? Three letters are responsible for that, and those letters are ESG. What does ESG stand for? E stands for environment, S stands for social, and G stands for governance. ESG is a movement that started in the Western world, in the US and Europe, and is fast and rapidly traveling across the globe. ESG refers to the criteria, the non-financial criteria by which large investment houses and funds deploy their investments into companies. Let's look further to understand what ESG criteria is all about. Now, the E in the ESG criteria stands for environmental. Now, what investors today want answers is, how is the company performing on aspects relating to pollution? How is it performing in respect of how it discards its byproducts? How is it performing with respect to items that can be detrimental to the community and society around where the factory is? So in general, environment is a very, very top agenda in many of these companies and funds, so that funds can look at whether the company is doing the right thing for the environment. Now, what is social? Social is nothing but how is the company behaving with its various stakeholders. What do we mean by stakeholders? We mean, how are they with their customers? How are they dealing with their suppliers? How are they dealing with their investors? Are they dealing in a manner that is fair and right to all? Examples can be, is the company providing a safe environment for women to work? Are they anti-child labor company, etc., etc., are all social factors that go into making the decision. And last but not the least is the governance aspect. Governance aspect refers to how the company is transparent in its dealings. How are its accounting policies in line with the globally accepted patterns? Does the company have anything where it does something that is too close to the promoters, or does something that is not generally seen as in good spirit? These are all aspects relating to governance. So ESG are covering environment, social and governance issue. Now you must be wondering, why is ESG important for you and I as retail investors? There are three reasons, my friend. First up, the world post-COVID-19 is a very different world. It's a world that is very, very concerned with environment issues. We've on fossil fuel and burning and global warming, we are already past the tipping point. The world is degenerating at a faster pace, and everybody, including the governments and the funds, are looking at ways to rectify this. That's the first one. Second one, if you are invested into a company that's hugely profitable but is not ESG compliant today, believe you me, at some point in time, that company is going to run into problems both with its profitability or, in fact, its entire business model going out of sync. Primarily because it's either going to end up paying huge taxes or is going to face banning of its activities entirely. So that's the second one. Third, if fund allocation is going to be based on ESG, it's important for you and me to follow the same trail. So if large fund houses are going to put money into companies that are ESG compliant, then it's important for you and I to also follow suit so that our investments stay sync with the growth of the economy. So as I said, ESG is turning out to be a very, very important criteria for investors globally. In India, it's still early days. We still have a lot more ground to cover, but we are headed in that same direction.